Lord, if you had been here. Martha, Mary, Lazarus, 3 adult siblings, followers of Jesus. Lazarus is falling gravely ill, and his sisters, Mary and Martha, sent for Jesus, who had come across the Jordan. Jesus responded, and their situation seemingly calm. Though Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus, after finding heard that Lazarus was ill, he stayed 2 days longer in the place where he was. Jesus expressed confidence that Lazarus' illness will not lead to death, but rather to the glory of God. Yet, by the time Jesus finally gets to Bethany, Lazarus is already dead and buried. We can understand the anguish cries of Martha and Mary to Jesus, who greet him separately but with the same words. Lord, if you had been here, my brother would never have died. Implying the statement are some pointed questions, perhaps even accusations. Where were you, Jesus? Why did it take you so long to get here? I thought you loved my brother. I thought you cared about us. Some of the neighbors gathering also asked among themselves, could not he open the eyes of the blind man and have kept him from dying? Aren't those exact questions we inquire ourselves? Where were you, Lord? How could you let this happen? How could you have prevented all this awful pain and heartache? It is noteworthy that Jesus does not rebuke Martha or Mary or their friends for what they say. To Martha, he replies, a promise, your brother will rise again. After Martha confirms her belief in the resurrection on the last day, Jesus responds with another promise. I am the resurrection of life. Those who believe in me, even though they die, will live. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Jesus pulls the confidence of the future resurrection into present. Promise me abundant, eternal life that begins here and now. When Jesus saw Mary weeping, and the Jews who came to her also weeping, he was greatly disturbed in spirit and deeply moved. Then after asking where Lazarus is laid, Jesus himself begins to weep. Jesus does not answer all the questions that we may wish that he would answer. He doesn't explain to Mary and Martha and all those grieving why he didn't come sooner and prevent Lazarus from dying. But it is clear that he is completely with them in their pain and loss, deeply moved and grieved. Jesus does more than share his pain and sorrow of his friends. He also acts upon it. When they came to the tomb, he asked, "Take the stone away." Martha, alarmed, even though she had boldly professed to Jesus when he arrived, "Even now I know that God will give you whatever you ask of him." She is not so confident now that Jesus knows what he is doing. Does Jesus really understand about death? Martha asked. "Lord, already is a stench because he has been dead for 4 days." Jesus, undisturbed by the stench, the stone is taken away. After repeating his promise that he would all lead to the glory of God and praying out for the benefit of the crowd, Jesus cries, "Lazarus, come out." Lazarus obediently comes out, probably stumbling with his grave clothes still wrapped around his face and body. "Unbind him and let him go," Jesus commands. Jesus had appeared so slow in coming. It appears that he was even too late. But with Jesus, we find out it is no occasion too late. Even when we are persuaded that all is gone, even we are ready to acknowledge to the power of death, Jesus demonstrates that there is no loss, no tragedy, no power on earth, under the earth, that can place us outside the reach of his infinite love and abundant life.